What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to Streamcast, the show on the internet we watch the latest and greatest stuff on streaming services with you guys. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with my bro. How many of the gods of mischiefs do we have in this episode?
By the way,
Sheps.
I called it. I was like, yeah, that alligator's a Loki, 100%.
Yeah.
I was shooting in the dark, but I'm like, he's wearing a crown. Cool, Loki.
I was still thrown off throughout the entire episode about the Loki with the hammer.
Yes.
I'm like, when I first saw it in the post-credit scene, I was like, that's Thor, right?
That's a Thor or something like that.
It doesn't have to be a Loki in this world. It's anyone who gets pruned. And I'm like, and then they go in, they're like, no, it's a Loki. And I'm like, but is it though?
Also,
is it though?
Every other Loki is human, or what looks to be human.
Yeah.
And the only two that are different are Black Thor Loki and Lady Loki.
Wow, black people aren't human. Is that what you're saying? Confirmed right
Wait,
here.
hold on a minute.
Whoa. Take it to the bank, guys.
Hold on a minute.
I mean, we say spicy stuff, but that's up there, guys.
Do you know what? I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Considering that straight away I called the TVA was the bad guys.
You did. We have to hand it to him. Hashtag Sheps was right, guys.
Thank you.
Hashtag Sheps was
Thank
right.
you. And now we finally have a way to prove that Bucky is a robot. If you can step through that thing, you know?
Bucky, what are you afraid of? It's kind of like the US elections where you're like, where's your birth certificate? Right. Bucky, why are you not going through the robot detector?
Right.
Why are you not doing it? What have you got to hide?
Exactly. Anyway, how did you feel about this episode?
I like this one a lot.
I liked it a lot as well, and I was really worried that we were going to have too many Lokis.
Yeah.
That it was just going to be kind of a ridiculous thing. But the way our Loki and Lady Loki sort of interact with it made it less sort of ridiculous, where just everybody's turning up. Lucifer, the finale season, where it lost it for me was all the angels arrive.
Right.
Spoiler alert. And I'm just
it just came out.
I'm just like, it just, I don't know, it felt a bit overdone, you know?
Yeah.
And I was worried that it was going to be a bit heavy-handed with all these Lokis, but it was done perfectly.
It was, and I like that they all had something different about them, except they were all similar in certain ways as well. The ways that made them Lokis.
They're all Lokis.
The one scene where they just all backstab each other in the same moment, I was like, perfect. Just couldn't have written it better myself.
And the best bit was that none of the Lokis saw their backstab coming.
It was so cunning because it's so Loki-like.
Right. And then our protagonist Lokis are the only ones that have realised that that Lokis are in this cycle and they need to change.
Yeah, exactly.
Which made them more compelling. Yeah. And I really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed it
as well. This was really good. Guys, this is we're going to be talking about episode 5 of Loki, just in case you didn't get that from the title and whatnot. This is the episode before the final episode of the series. So
why have we only got 6?
Mate, only 6. Did I hear somewhere that it was confirmed for a second season?
I feel like I've heard that as well.
I feel like I heard that.
Is that right? I don't know.
In the comments, you guys can write that down there in the live chat, wherever it might be.
Yeah.
But specifically what I wanted to do at the top, so I remembered this at the perfect time. I'm professional for once in my life. I want everyone in the next episode, in their comments, in the comments below, to tell us what their favorite series is out of all of these series that we've done so far. So we've done WandaVision, we've done Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then it became Captain America. We've done Loki now. Which one of those do you think is the best out of them? How would you rank them?
Of the Disney shows.
Of the Disney shows. I want people to rank them all in order, and we can all talk about it on the last episode, because every episode seems to be different for me. I'm like, but I like Wanda. But Loki.
Do you know what? I was just thinking.
Fucking Bucky did it, boy.
I was just thinking, this is impossible to rank.
Yep.
Because you got Milky Mummy MILF Energy on one side with the afro and everything.
Yeah, Monica Dambo.
But then you got Bucky and
you got Owen Wilson with the moustache. It's just, there's too much.
But then, you know, the downsides, right? We never got a full wow. We only got a how.
Exactly.
Not a wow.
We didn't, exactly.
And then there wasn't enough Monica Dambo. Right. And the dick joke, the boner joke.
There's no boner joke in this.
Exactly.
And in this one, we actually did see a devil confirming Mephisto, whereas all the other ones, we didn't get anything. Well, you know, the devil in the stained glass window.
Oh, yeah.
Confirmation right there.
Yeah.
In this one, we got the closest thing to Hydra, because the Minutemen...
They're dressed very...
You know, there's pros and cons everywhere. So
exactly.
This will be for you guys to decide right here.
Exactly.
So do that for the next episode. Yeah. Write in your rankings for where you put everything. Maybe a little short description and be like, this one because Monica Dambo with the big MILF energy.
Yeah, for sure.
That sort of thing right there. But bro, let's get talking about Loki episode 5.
Yeah, let's do it.
Journey into Mystery.
But before we get into that...
Aha! It's a good... Thank God you did that, bro, because I would have forgotten all about it.
It's not only our pet project. It's made possible, as is all of our content across both of our channels and on Twitch. It's powered by the incredible Super Bros. Over on patreon.com/conversations. Who do we have to thank?
Spin your wheels! Oh, here we go. Diogo Dildo, Isak the Ultimate Cumso, Carol Torivia, aka Catsper the Friendly Patron, Record Friction, Jeremy Renner, that's right, an official Avenger, Martin Scorsese's Master H Barts 12, the Super Sus Ben Fryer, who is also a terrible clone of Eddie. It's just awful, guys, right there. The Star Wars Encyclopedia Adam Sunling, the Filthy FIFA Fanatic Joe McCormack, My Juicy Left Nut, and the sexy producer Sean, and finally Kevin, the #1 simp of Xbox. Thank you guys so much for keeping the lights and mics on and the streaming services going here.
That's right. I love that. Nobody else gets it, but I love the whole thing, the little pop and the pause.
It's going to be a sad day because these names change all the time.
They do change all the time. People go up and down.
Financial situations change. We hold nothing against you guys.
Yeah.
One day Kevin's going to be like, I've given you all of my money conversations.
Right.
I cannot do it anymore. And then we're going to have no pause. And it's going to be like...
Oh, yeah, this is just all the people.
The show's gone.
Right.
The show's gone downhill.
That's right.
Kevin, we need you.
Even more downhill.
Even more. Anyway, bro.
That's right. Now we can finally actually get into episode 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it starts off with Loki waking up, as in the post-credit scene, basically, mid-credit scene.
Pretty much.
Of him waking up, where am I? And he's woken up with all the Lokis looking at him.
Yeah.
It's like, am I dead? Am I in hell? It's like, no, but you will be unless you follow us. Head over there. And he goes and says...
I thought it started in TVA HQ.
Did it?
That's how I have it, but...
Tell me how you have it, in case I've got it wrong.
I have it that it's TVA HQ and it's all upside down and people are rushing around. It's like a reminder of the... Oh, actually, no, yeah, it's just a... Never mind. It's like a tiny add-on to your thing. It's like reminding us that TVA, the timekeepers are dead, and then it's Loki.
Okay.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
Cool,
yeah, that scene. Do you know what? That shot is actually really cool.
It's very good. Yeah.
The way the eerie music in the background as well. It starts off upside down, and it turns as it gets to the golden doors.
Yeah.
And then you see like the head on the floor. It's very eerie.
It was very well done. It feels like these guys should maybe do a horror, like for real, because the whoever's doing the director of photography and the camera team are so in sync, especially when it comes to the creepy, weird feel that's going on here. And then very cool. We do get to Loki, and they tell him, like, we have to go. And I thought they said, that's a lion.
That's what I thought, but I have now got the subtitles on, so I know all about this now. So he wakes up and he goes, where am I? What is that? Who are you? And he's like... This is the Void, that's Goliath, and we're his lunch if you don't hurry up.
That's right, yeah. It's basically the end of time, the ultimate apocalypse.
Yes.
And that thing just eats matter. So whenever anything gets pruned, it actually just gets sent here.
Yes.
Which is a very roundabout way to do it.
It's a strange thing. They do kind of roundabout explain it afterwards, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But even then, it's sort of like, why put it all into one place? It seems like it's
why
a bit
not
of a strange
just, if you can teleport it, why not just teleport it into the matter-eating thing's stomach?
I was going to say, why not transport it into like a black hole or sun, whatever.
Something, anything.
Something, you know? But anyway.
But so it eats matter.
Yes.
And it's going to eat us.
So come on, we have
to
go.
We need to go, yeah.
We then kick back to the TVA and Judge Renslayer is being held at baton point.
Yeah, what's the deal with these?
I didn't know what to call it. I was like, hold a gun. Wait, no, it's not a gun. Baton point.
It's like a prune, but it has a spear.
Yeah, a pointy thing at the end of it.
And now we know that getting stabbed is worse than getting pruned.
It turns out,
maybe.
Right? It turns out. And he goes, I'm about to kill you if you don't help me. And it's like, oh, I can't. There's nothing I could do.
Yeah.
And then at last second, she just goes, "What if Loki isn't really dead?"
Right.
And we're like, oh, she's gonna tell her.
Record scratch.
Isn't
I bet you're wondering how we got here. Yeah.
Exactly. And she goes, and she says that when you reset the timeline, all matter can't be destroyed. You can't just destroy matter. It's too powerful to do that. Instead, it's just transferred. It's just moved somewhere. Right. To a single point at the end of time where all timelines collide. And it's just like, all of this is just gibberish. No one understands what's going on until they all explain it a little bit later. We do cut back to the Lokis, and Loki's like saying, "Excuse me, can we stop for a second?" while they're like walking quite fast to get away from Alligator.
Yeah.
We're going to say a lion from now on. That's just the best name for it.
Right. The lion, yeah.
He's like, "Excuse me, can we stop for a moment? We can't, we'll die." Well, you see, I have a lot of questions. One of them being, what's the plan?
A few thousand questions.
A few thousand questions. Yeah. One of them being, what's the plan? And he says, "Don't die." Yes, but after that, don't die.
No, he's like, that's kind of the premise of just living.
Yeah, he says, "Don't die." It's like, yeah, but after that, don't die. Okay, that's just a general standard for living.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
That doesn't really count. And then he gets like really angry with him. He sort of raises his voice, and he's like, "Look, I've been doing this, doing that. I need to know what."
It's been a bad day. Yeah,
it's been a bit of a bad day. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy's been prude. He thought he was dead for God's sake. Yeah. Anyway,
there's a cool thing where basically it's Old Man Loki, Black Thor Loki, Kid Loki, Alligator Loki.
Yes.
And he's like, "Look, this is the place where stuff gets sent to die."
The kid breaks it down, right?
Yeah. And basically, like, that's what happens, except Loki's, because we're survivors. Like,
exactly.
And it's really well delivered, because you're like, okay, well, these are the Lokis that are here right now. No, all the Lokis that have ever been pruned, all of them.
This seeing this void, being in this void, really made me think about everything, because it's not just people that cause problems.
Yeah.
It's just people that are different to the one sacred timeline that they've deemed to be the best timeline.
Anyone in the radius of that reset grenade.
Right.
And everything that's not where it's supposed to be exactly.
Yeah.
All of it goes here. All of it.
Completely, like, innocent people could be swept up by this if they're just not on the right track, if they're one footstep behind from where they should be. It's really fucking dark to think about. And then you're like, wow, the TVA really are the bad guys. The kid breaks it down and he says, look, this is where the TVA send all of its rubbish, and Alligator makes sure that none of it returns. It comes along and it just consumes it. It consumes matter and energy. And then the Old Man Loki in the fabulous Loki
incredible
outfit, fantastic, says, "This is a shark tank," and he's the shark. And then the alligator's like, it's like...
I love that they cut to the alligator and it's just an alligator, but whatever the context of the current shot is, you're like, that's the alligator laughing.
That's it.
That's the alligator agreeing.
And the alligator's like, and it's like, there are no alligator tanks. And besides, it's a better metaphor.
It's so good.
I love this comic relief alligator.
It's a very Loki response to what was clearly a Loki question. But you don't hear it. You just see an alligator blinking.
I want to give an Oscar or something to the guy who said, "Alligator Loki." We'll do it.
Like, what are you I either have had too much acid or not enough. Pitch it to me. It's an alligator. It wears a crown. Okay. And does it speak? Yes, but we don't hear it. Wait.
Yes, but no.
Yeah. Yes. And no.
And
put it in.
Good boy. We done
Put
it.
Put it
in. Seriously, the guy deserves an award. And apparently we find out in this that Kid Loki is the leader of all these Lokis right here.
Yeah, we don't know why, but they're like, we follow him, basically.
He says, we follow him, but Loki as a joke sort of turns around and he goes, oh, so you're the leader of the pack of Lokis.
I think there's one thing in between. These things slightly cut. We cut back to Judge Lady and Lady Loki.
Yeah.
And she's saying about it's the explanation of the pruning, and that she can get her there.
Okay. I think I had that just afterwards, but go on, you can tell if you want.
No, that's it. Because and then it cuts back to, I think they're at Loki.
There's a lot of cuts in the beginning.
A lot of these.
It's because there's two locations. Afterwards, they all merge into one location.
And it's way slicker. Yeah. And then the cut back to the Lokis is at the hideout. I want to say.
So there is only a couple scenes in between. The only reason why I
Yeah.
wanted to mention it because there's tiny little things in between them.
Yeah, yeah.
So he goes, so you're the leader of the pack of Lokis, and he makes a joke and he
Yeah.
says, so what's your Nexus event, Your Majesty? As like a joke to him, and he goes, I killed Thor.
What?
This kid killed Thor, and I couldn't kill Thor.
Yeah.
I orchestrated a huge plan to overthrow the throne and whatnot on Asgard, and I couldn't get rid of Thor.
There is one line at almost the very end that I feel is a huge Loki moment.
Yeah.
And like this moment of self-realization and like why all these Lokis can have these bizarrely ridiculous like abilities and Nexus moments, which we'll get to, and that's going to explain this.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to note here, two things in fact. That kid is wearing a crown
Yeah.
that has like the Loki thing in the
But
front.
no horns, yeah.
But at the back it's got two little wings like Thor's helmet.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, do you reckon he killed him and took his thing and stuck him
yeah,
on
you
there?
have the horns. I don't want the horns. You can have the horns.
I want
That's
these
it.
right here.
Shame.
That's probably what happened. And then the next thing, after he says that, there's a huge wide shot of like the void that they're in and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed, but there's a head, a gigantic head in the middle of everything, and it looks suspiciously like Ant-Man's helmet.
Yes, I did notice that. I'm like, what? I did notice that. I
Either
noticed.
Ant-Man or Wasp, one of those two. But
There's a few things
I was
along
like,
those lines.
what? That's so, and that made it even darker because I was like, Ant-Man's a good guy. Wasp is a good girl as well. She's a good person. Well, there's no,
No, that matters.
but
Good-
it's just
good-
they deviated from the plan.
Yeah.
And that's just so,
Yeah.
so mad right
Yeah.
there. Anyway, we then come back to the TVA, and Judge Renslayer's working with Sylvie. They're trying to figure out where Loki might be.
They're talking to the cartoon clock girl.
The cartoon clock is great as
Yeah.
well. It's like, yeah, sure, I'm just going to search through these files. Just a second, sweetie.
Yeah,
It's like so great. And they figure out where in the timeline they could put them and whatnot, where they could
Well,
put
luckily,
people.
there's a temporal time ship. It's a spacecraft that was developed to
That
get to
was
the end of
funny.
time. I
They
was like,
both agree.
I'm not buying this. There's no way Lady Loki's buying this. This is bullshit.
They both agree that they're going to work together at
Yeah,
one point.
yeah.
They're like, we're going to work together. It's like, I want to overthrow the timekeepers. I want to also find out what the truth is here
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the timekeepers are clearly fake.
Who set this all
Let's
up?
work
Yeah.
together. Shake hands. It's like, and while they're shaking hands, the computer's trying to find the temporal ship
Yeah.
that's going to get them to this other dimension that the Tempads can't go to because there's no time
Nothing
to lock onto.
yeah.
And they're like, and Sylvie just sort of holds on to hands like, have you found that folder yet? It's like,
how's
"Sir,
it coming?
just searching,
Just
digging
still
really
looking.
deep.
There's a lot of files, and you're like, this clock's buying time.
And the way that it like, I think there's like a little zoom in. You're like, oh, she's not buying this.
Yeah. No one's buying this. This sounds ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. Why would you need a spaceship to go to the end of time? It does.
It's so
There's no
hilarious
reason,
the way it
there's
comes
no reason
up.
for it. You're the guys making time. You wouldn't need a spaceship. Like, there's so many reasons why this, it's obviously a buy for time. And the clock's trying to work with her, which I love how they established that the clock is kind of alive.
Yeah.
Before it's not like a computer program. And she's like, still looking, hon. And you can see the clock's getting nervous.
Yeah, it's like it's just sweat coming up from one. It's like this is an AI and it's nervous. This is
Yeah, it's
strange
cool,
right
yeah.
here. Anyway, just as she's counting down trying to buy time, a bunch of TV agents
yeah.
come running in, and she flips over the main desk where the judge room
Yeah.
is and whatnot. And she's waiting back there. And
It's
she's
like a temporal Mexican standoff with pruning sticks.
yeah, there's not projectile weapons, but still, I mean, it's
Yeah.
still pretty heated situation.
Right.
there. And she's like, you almost had me there. And she's like, don't worry, come out, just give yourself up, and maybe I'll put you in a time loop with a good memory and whatnot. It's
The
like,
thing is, like, I don't even think she says that. Now she's like back in power. She's like, I'll put you on one that's not so bad.
yeah, well, she does say good memory at one
Does she
point.
say
and
good?
I'm like,
Oh, I thought she
but-
said not so bad.
but maybe she says not so bad.
I
But
don't know, yeah.
anyway, I'm just like, nah,
It's still a time loop. Get fricked.
nah, you're
No,
not gonna,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I
what?
you're not gonna do me any favors. Why would you?
Yeah, you immediately switched.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what does Lady Loki do? What does Sylvie do? Puts the temp pad in her back pocket.
Prunes herself. Now.
She commits Sudoku.
God. I hate it. The only thing is, this is probably the only actual problem in the whole show,
Yeah.
episode, is that she's taking it on faith or trusting that although she was lied to for every other thing, pruning doesn't kill you.
Yes. Because that's the thing. She doesn't actually know that there is anything after being pruned.
Right.
She just learned that maybe there is, but it was the words of a liar who just lied 5 seconds ago.
Right.
That's a big... And the only reason why she did
she's
it...
shown that we do see a timeline and that there's a void at the end, that there's nothing at the end because it's all being made, is the way it's said, and everything gets chucked behind that. But, like, you know, she has no idea.
But what is that? And why does she do it? The only thing that matters to her at that moment, maybe seeing Loki again. But she doesn't say that, but you think that.
Right.
What's going on? Anyway, she self-prunes, and one of the fucking Minutemen, she's like, she self-pruned. Almost like it's like disbelief. It's like no one's ever killed themselves in their lives.
There are a bunch of people starting to be like, there is some weird stuff going on at the TVA, you know, like Hunter B-15 goes rogue, Hunter C-20 disappeared and is dead, and like people are doing really weird stuff. No one self-prunes. Why would you self-prune? Like, I just think it's cool because I think he's one of the hunters that's in the room when Thingy says we're all variants. I'm pretty sure he's one of them.
Maybe. So that's probably like adding more to this whole like what
right.
the hell's going on? We then cut to Loki.
Camp Loki, yeah.
And all you hear straight away is up, and then I killed Captain America. And then I killed Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then I claimed my prize of the 6 Infinity Stones. It's like, that's alligator talk for you, liar.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you motherfucker. And then they get in a bit of a fight. The alligator jumps up, bites him on the hand, and he's like wrestling him.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just hilarious to see him wrestle this tiny alligator.
He's a small alligator.
About the size of his thigh.
I don't know if it's right here, because they're discussing their Nexus events.
Yes.
And he beefs out the alligator saying, at least my event wasn't eating the wrong neighbor's cat. Which is
perfect. All it takes.
It's perfect. Also, the weird thing is that although everybody would have been living in Asgard in my head, this Loki lives in a white picket fence middle America home of alligators.
And there's just a cat.
But like a regular human family next door that has a cat and he munched the wrong cat. For some reason that was in my head and it was hilarious.
Cat just strayed into the wrong area. Oh, like that one. There we go.
Right. Also, he asks Old Man Loki his thing,
yes.
right? Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah, his one's interesting. Like, so does he explain it as like he served Thanos the same way that everything happened? He then conjured a illusion so powerful that the Mad Titan himself couldn't tell the difference, and essentially snapped the neck of the fake Loki, the illusion Loki, and he hid under the rubble so he could get away.
It's even more telling than that. So our Loki says, oh, you know, the fate of Loki's is to fail. And Old Man Loki's like, no, man, my life went swimmingly. Nothing went wrong. Like, nothing went wrong. It all went my way until Thanos. I got everything I wanted. Thanos doesn't kill us. I mean, he might have killed you, but he doesn't kill me.
Yeah.
I think he even says he's talking about the weapons. He says, you know, weapons and swords and daggers, they're a trick and they take you away. Loki's real power is his magic.
Yeah.
And, you know, you focus on these, you don't grow your magic. And I was really powerful. I got everything I wanted. And then Thanos came to take it from me. And I decided that everywhere I went was death and destruction. I didn't like it. So I conjured an illusion, like you said, so powerful. Even the Mad Titan bought it. And I went to live on a planet in isolation.
Yeah.
And he goes, so what was your next event? He goes, well, to be honest, I got lonely. And I missed my brother, which is super cute. Because Thor and Loki really do love each other.
They do.
And the second I decided to do that, the TVA came and messed everything up.
Yeah, he took one step, he said, and then the TVA was like, "No, you varied too much from your path. You're going to affect something. So come on."
Yeah,
and that's really shitty.
But it also is one of these things because all of the Lokis that we've known up to that point are like the butt of the joke. They fail. They're there to let everybody else achieve greatness is the way that Loki thinks his life's supposed to go.
Yes.
That he's the perpetual loser, the perpetual jester, the guy that falls over and everyone laughs. And this guy's like, no, I got everything I wanted. And then I missed my brother and wanted to come back. And that's where I think, you know. So it's like starting to unravel the idea that being Loki is the L card. You know, you always lose, you never get the dub. Which is cool. and also hopefully will mean that our Lokis start to realize that actually magic is their power, because they are enchanters and casters and stuff. I'll tell you I love the costume because it's super misleading. His costume, you're like, okay, he's just an old dude. Nah, man, it's sick.
It makes him seem like he's just a jester. He's like, I'm just a joke here, whatever it is. But he turns out he's fucking amazing. And then Loki says he's had enough. He gets up and he's like, I'm going. He's just about to leave, and it says that we're all the same, but he's met someone. He's like, have you ever met a woman, Loki? And all the guys are like,
sounds terrifying.
No, sounds terrifying. No, I've never. I don't want to get involved in that. No, no, I can't do anything like that. They could be anyone they want. So no. Let's not get involved in that. Periods and whatnot. It's too much.
God.
And then they go, it is. He says, it is, but I've met this woman and she's determined to take down the TVA, take down the whole system.
Yeah, so I think he says, we're all the same. She's the only one of us that's different. I want to control the TVA. That's what we all wanted. She's the only one that wants to take it down.
Yes.
And that makes her different.
Exactly. So she's trying to take down the TVA, and he's going to do it by getting back to her. Yeah. And in order to get back to her, he's going to kill Alligator. Who's with me?
Yeah, no.
He's gonna kill a lion. Listen to this guy.
Yeah. Oh, ridiculous.
Oh god, that's just
it's
terrible.
A thing. It's where you send all your like Avengers that didn't follow the script.
Yeah,
it's where there is a couple of Thanosy things there. For some reason, there's a weird plane that just says Thanos on it. I don't know.
I didn't notice that. Damn.
Yeah, it's like a biplane from. It just says Thanos on it.
He lost his ship in it. Yeah,
there's Ronin ships there.
Right.
Like there's a bunch of stuff. So like this is where you would send Thanos if there was a Thanos to go off his timeline. So don't know, man.
This is not.
I don't know, man.
But Loki goes, leaving a bunch of monsters and whatnot. Leaves, and they're just leaving the like a classic Loki. Right. And he gets to the ladder to go up there. Lifts up the hatch. And there's a swarm of Lokis at the door.
It's just a gaggle of Lokis.
A gaggle of Lokis.
What do you call a bunch of Lokis?
Probably a gaggle of Lokis,
I think, yeah.
A gaggle of Lokis. A murder of Lokis.
A murder of Lokis.
Such a weird way to describe stuff. And the guy says, so which one of us are you?
Yeah, which one of us are you? Also, it's a Loki that looks identical to him. Which
looks identical, yeah.
But he's wearing a suit. It says vote Loki.
Yeah. He's clearly running for president in the void.
It's odd.
Because democracy means everything in the void,
Loki,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, so which one of you? We cut to Sylvie, and she's waking up in the void. And she's immediately under this motherfucking cloud Alligator.
She wakes up in like a bus.
Yeah.
And like kicks out the thing, and like, that's it, it's here.
That's it. That was all it took for the guy to just be like, yo, I need to eat this thing.
Do we feel, because it's not, like in a few times they'll come to events.
Yeah.
And is it that the events happen in like a certain focal point area? So Alligator thought it's like, when you're gonna feed your dog, you put all your food in a dog bowl. It's it's the Alligator bowl.
I see.
Or are they tracking where the things arrive?
That is possible. That is possible the way they do it. They like drop it all and it drops into one spot, and then
yeah, I mean the spot can be a huge area.
Exactly.
Still,
that's his dog bowl.
Yeah.
But I had another theory, and it's just a little throwaway little detail.
Yeah.
Alligator keeps, whenever it sees something big or whenever it sees something huge and important, it goes to it, right?
Yeah.
There's times where they use it as a distraction.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that Sylvie's such a powerful force that it immediately was like, need to go to that thing over there? Or do you reckon I'm reaching too far?
Because Loki says it's like any animal, it will go for the biggest thing first. It'll go for the big meal first.
Perhaps
and if she's the only one that arrives, I don't know, man. I could buy it.
It's only a little thing anyway. It's never said, so we don't know. But anyway, as soon as she enters, that thing is on her like rice and beans right there. It's just like, woo! Like beans on toast? Do you prefer that?
Go for it, man. It was one I wasn't expecting, that's all.
Like beans on toast right there. And she's running away. She absolutely pegs it.
Yeah.
But
she's pegging Alligator.
Pegging Alligator.
And so this sets up the plan, but I don't know why it happened. She does some weird green magic.
Yes, so she's like running, and then she almost like does a flip over something, and she puts her hand out, and it's like she touches a part of the cloud Aliyah thing. Yeah. And immediately you see the green magic come out, and then you see this whoosh, as in like
she has
some
like a vision
of like a castle looking thing, and then like something.
Right.
But we don't know what the fuck that is.
My only beef again with it, I guess there's two beefs. Like, why would she prune herself? It's a trust thing, and this is that. How did she accidentally do that?
Right.
Like because so far she's had to choose to do it. So that is just like a weird thing of how did she know she could contact this thing? I get that we need to have she needs the experience. Yeah. It just feels a little bit odd to me. That's all.
Strange. Maybe high pressure situation. She just let her magic. She was like, oh.
Right. It's like, you know, when a woman lifts a car off a kid or something. You know, it's like hysterical strength.
That's it. I was gonna say when you see a gorgeous woman, then you just let out your magic.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, she's running away, and then in the distance he hears beep, 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 and it's a car with a pizza slice on top. Just like that's just the coolest thing. We should have all pizza delivery guys driving stuff
with giant
like
springs, ding, 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 ding.
Like that. They have an accident, and the thing just.
I was gonna say you do an emergency stop, just dung 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 like a woodpecker, and at the end do like you're.
I've had enough. Anyway, comes along, and guess who it is? It's our boy Mobius.
Wow!
Oh my god!
Yeah, I was expecting to see Mobius, obviously, but I'm glad to actually see him.
Yeah,
you know, I was expecting it, but like, it was cool.
And they get in the car, they're driving away, and Sylvie's like trying to like backseat drive, just like, watch out for that thing. It's like, I see it. You only see it because you're driving directly at it.
Yeah.
Like that. Anyway, they managed to outrun this giant cloud thing.
Yes, they do, yeah.
And they're like, you know what? It's like, I have to get back to the TVA. I have to take down the TVA. That's my mission. That's everything right there. I have to go back. Yeah. It's like, wait, back to the angry cloud? And it's like, that's the exit. That's the answer to all of this. And he goes, all right, well, I guess I'm turning it round then. Goes back round. We
cut back to Loki beef.
Cut back to Loki beef. We're in the den.
Yeah.
Everyone's just there. It's squaring off between the new Lokis that have arrived and the old Lokis that are there. Turns out Thor, Black Loki, whatever, betrayed them.
Yeah, he even says, like, how did they find... No, they say to our Loki, you led us to them too. She's like, I just got here. It's like... Then Thor Loki is like, I'm sorry, my king, but I betrayed you, and now I will rule. And he's like, about that.
I love as well how
you're betraying me.
He holds the king. He's like, sorry, my king, and he puts his hammer to his head. It's like, if this isn't Thor's hammer, if this isn't Meow Meow,
if it's not Meow Meow,
then you're just holding a blunt instrument to someone's face, and not even a fairly sharp. Maybe I could shank someone. Right. It's just a blunt instrument. It doesn't make anything. Anyway, goes like, I'm sorry, my king. And then the Loki, the one that's wearing the Loki thing, is sort of like, right, well, I'm going to take over
my
everything
army.
Here. My army is going to come over. We're going to take over, and I'm going to take over the new throne. It's like, hold on a minute. That's not the agreement we had. The agreement was I tell you where the king is, and then I get your army, and I rule everything.
Right. Well, I'm betraying you. You're betraying me? And then Loki, I can't remember what he says. But he's like, that's the plan. And then someone behind him, well, actually, about that. And then he pulls out a shank.
He says that's not, as bargains go, that's a pretty bad bargain. So I'm not going to. And he goes, oh, you're betraying me? And I'm like, of course Loki does that. Yeah. And then one other guy comes up behind and he's like, I'm betraying you. And it just turns into be a giant betraying fest. And Alligator comes along, bites Loki on the hand, rips it off.
That's hilarious to me.
Screams like
he bites it, rips his hand off, he looks at it. I thought it was hilarious. The one reason that this fight isn't just over the top ridiculous ruins it is that our Loki is like watching this like, you guys are such Lokis.
Yeah.
You know, like what is wrong with you?
He doesn't even engage in any of the fights. He's just standing there like,
this is stupid. I don't want any part of, because this is who he used to be.
Yeah.
Had he not been captured in the Avengers Tower, right, and seen everything that he'd seen, this would be him, right? Yeah. If they'd have just teleported that Loki to here, he'd be one of these.
Exactly.
And it's quite cool for him to look at what he used to be and we get to see his growth in his response to his old nature.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, that was very clumsy. And I just love that he's like, oh, no, no. And he's trying to dodge everything. Is it Old Man Loki that conjures a bunch of illusions?
Yeah, he conjures a bunch of illusions of him and the other guys fighting. While they do that, they escape. They get the real Old Man Loki, the King, the Alligator, and our Loki all escape out of there.
I love the kids carrying portal. Loki. Yes. Alligator Loki.
Yes. Carrying Alligator Loki like it's a little baby, and they get through a cloud portal, and they go.
Yeah.
We cut back to Sylvie. This is where actually Sylvie and Owen also say, the plan is we have to go back to the Angry Cloud, and because she thinks it's a way out. And the Lokis come out and they see, okay, so the plan is we're gonna take down.
This is our Loki, right?
Our Loki.
Yeah, right.
Our Loki goes, we're gonna take down Alligator. We're gonna kill Alligator, and that's how we're gonna do it. So what's the plan? Well, Alligator is like any big animal. You just show it something big and it will go and attack it.
Yeah, it goes to the biggest meal first. Oh, yeah, while it's distracted.
And then what we do is we go round back while it's distracted and take it from behind. They conjure a ship somehow, or does it just appear there?
It's an event, a Nexus event thing. It's pruned.
It just shows up.
Yeah.
And a ship just lands there with a bunch of sailors and a bunch of weapons, and they observe what's going to happen. So the thing comes along. They fire a bunch of.
Sorry, bro.
That's what you get for interrupting. That's what you get for interrupting.
Okay.
And then they light a bunch of rounds into the Alligator, and it doesn't do anything.
Nothing.
Alligator just goes in, starts munching, takes all of the people, takes all of that matter, all of the energy, and very quickly does it, and then moves on. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe this is a bad idea. So this is what I was going to ask you: is Kid Loki has like. It looks like an old school RC controller, and it looks like that has brought him to. So like what the ship's there because it was pruned, probably by one of those grenades, and so it's an like whatever that pruning portal opens, he's tracked that.
Okay,
that's why they're here. That's how they got here.
Got it. Because I thought when I saw that, I was like, did he conjure that thing?
No,
but it's actually he just tracked it. And he knew where it was coming.
He tracked. So that's a bunch of people from like World War II. Some timeline that wasn't supposed to go down, all arriving on their ship at once in the middle of nowhere getting munched.
Lovely.
But it's that thing he's wearing that I think is how he figured out, oh yeah, look, there's going to be one right here. So I'm a bit confused as to like, what's the deal? They don't mention it. But he used it another time to go to when they're going to beef Alligator the next time.
They don't mention it at all. They don't even reference it. They don't say like, "Let me look at that thing." It's just one of them things. Maybe they were gonna do it, but then they cut it just for time.
But it's also important. They're real people. Like you do see them get munched. It's not like a hologram of stuff.
Exactly. They do get taken out right then.
Anyway, Loki realizes this was a bad idea. This thing's way too big and it doesn't really have a back. And the idea was to get inside and like stab its heart or something.
Just like cloud. Oh damn it!
Shit.
So they go, okay, well, let's rethink our plan again. Let's rethink our plan. Then we cut to Sylvie. And Sylvie...
No. I think it's, they hear a car.
Exactly.
Turn around and they're like, the kid's like, that's either...
Is that a car?
It's like, either marauding cannibals or pirate cannibals.
Exactly. Oh, well, how delightful.
Yeah. And then we see Lady Loki get out.
She pops out.
Sylvie... And Loki runs over to her, and I think they kind of both say like, okay, we had the plan, same idea, and she's like, you were gonna kill it. You can try and kill it.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill it, and then she's like, well, you were gonna kill it.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
And you guys went along with it. Well, I had my doubts. We didn't quite go along with it.
Well, what are you gonna do then? Well, I'm gonna enchant it.
I'm gonna enchant it.
You can't enchant.
And then she's just sort of like, excuse me?
Okay.
I mean, okay, yeah, she means business. She means business. Not. She looks angry right there. And also, we're terrified of female Lokis. So
it's true.
They sound like incels that never seen a woman
they really
before.
Do. They sound... Do you know what it is? They sound like... You know how Old Man Loki's dressed? Like he's on his way to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
They sound like the typical Comic-Con, like, stereotype girl, like... Don't want to be near like girls, but don't want to be anywhere near one because you don't know what's uncomfortable. Just want to play Magic the Gathering and dress like Loki and stuff.
I'll donate loads of money to them on Twitch, but I want nothing else. Nothing else.
But the best thing as well is the boy killed Thor. Our Loki is our Loki. Yeah. Old Man Loki got everything he wanted. But like, oh, it's a girl. No, girl.
Oh,
no.
thank you, no,
I'll
thank
fight
you.
the Avengers, but deal with a girl, no.
No, thank you, good sir. So she goes, she's going to enchant him. We cut back to the TVA very quickly, and Judge Renslayer.
She goes to the angry lady.
Yeah, she goes into her room, opens up one of these side doors, an angry lady is sitting in like a golden cell.
Yeah, well, it's like got red laser. It's like they saw the obviously not Revenge of the Sith. They saw Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace, yeah,
and they decided that is the perfect technology. We'll make that a thing and make it a holding cell.
That was really
right.
good, that one.
So we'll make a holding cell of it. Yeah. But now, by the way, do you know she's not angry lady? She's sassy lady.
She's very sassy, calm and collected.
Yeah, totally different person.
She's got a thing that's like, you guys lied to us. This whole place isn't real.
Right.
It's like, you saw the TV, you saw the timekeepers. They're not real, they're fake.
Yeah. She says that, right? We were there together. You saw it.
Exactly.
They're not real.
But Judge Renslayer is still stuck. She's like, I want to find
Judge
out.
Renslayer?
Sorry, the
Judge lady.
Judge lady.
Yeah,
that's
right.
it. My apologies. That's her official name, guys. Judge lady is still determined to maintain stability. She has to keep up with the lie until she finds out exactly what's going on over here. That's what she says anyway.
Yeah.
Whether that's actually her plan or whether she's involved with what's going on, we don't know. Just
so I think. Did I make this up? I think this is right. Angry lady, sassy lady. I'm sorry.
Sassy lady.
Says, "You're keeping me around because you want to know as well." But you're not going to find out. And she's like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, you're not like her. You only want it. She needs it. And I was like, yes!
Sassy lady, that's my girl.
That's right. Like, we didn't like Angry Lady, but we love Sassy Lady.
Sassy lady is great. Sassy lady.
I don't know. There's something about the way she says it. Like, she's going to find it. You won't, though. Like, what? Yeah, you only want it. What?
You need it in order to do this.
She needs it. You only kind of want it. Yeah.
We then come back to the Void, and Owen is sitting there with the Lokis, and he's like, you honestly don't remember him? And he's like, no,
Yeah.
I mean, I've arrested a lot of Lokis before, but I don't remember an alligator Loki. I mean, who's to say he's even a Loki? And he says, well, he's green, isn't he? It's like that.
Yeah.
That's the prerequisite.
Right.
Green, done.
Right. And he is wearing the crown.
He is wearing the crown. So...
I love
Owen
this little
Wilson just
exchange.
turned around like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I love this. I love this little exchange. It's freaking perfect.
And I love the... It's like do you remember that, quick aside just for a second, do you remember that really funny talk show this morning where they're cutting to a woman where the woman goes, she's had a relationship with a ghost. And the ghost is sitting right next to me, and then the camera cuts to an empty spot.
Yeah.
And it's like, full seriousness, yes. It's like that with the alligator. They're just like, cut to an alligator.
Yeah, and then the alligator just makes alligator noises and blinks. And it's like, you're like, oh, it's a good point, Loki.
Good point right there.
Right.
Good point. That's so great. I love it.
It's really good.
Anyway, outside, our Loki and Sylvia are having a little talk.
It gets awkward.
It gets awkward. They're talking a little bit about like what they're going to do and what they're doing here and stuff like that. They go... And then they would start talking about their Nexus event that caused them to get caught on Lamentus 1. Right.
It's ridiculous. Of course, they always lie. They lie about everything.
It's about that Nexus event. It's ridiculous. They're like 100% ridiculous. There's no point in talking about what's going on. 100% lie right there. And then they do get... Well, Loki pulls out... He conjures himself a blanket.
Yeah.
And they says to us like, hey, I could conjure you one as well if you like one. If you can conjure me out of this outfit, it's really like anyone forced her into the outfit or something.
Right.
That's where she picked that herself.
Side note, that outfit was made for a reason. I found out. Do you know this?
Go on.
Maybe you guys know. Do you know this?
Go on.
Do you know?
I think I know.
During filming, I think she just had a baby. So she was breastfeeding, and the incredible costume guys, or I think it's a lady, I can't remember her name, designed it so that she could easily like breastfeed.
Yeah.
Or pump, I forget which.
Both of those probably, yeah.
Yeah, and like between shots. So her like ridiculous costume, one of the reasons it looks so different. Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That's such a cool little tidbit.
Such a cool way to
Oh, that's a weird way.
Hey, he's getting close there. Careful what you say.
I totally said that organically as well. I wasn't even thinking. But it's just very cool.
That was really cool. When I saw the picture, it was like, oh, that's really nice
Oh,
that they
there's
like
pictures?
incorporated that. There's pictures. Yeah, sure, you didn't know, sure. Anyway, it's like, could get me out of this outfit. But then afterwards, he conjures an extended version of his blanket. So it goes around her and around him.
Yeah.
And she's like, you call this a blanket? It's not even snuggly.
It's
just a
not very
tablecloth.
snuggly. What is it? And it's like, no, it's a blanket.
It's a blanket. What are you talking about?
And then they have, first of all, it's been quite, up to this point, it's pretty awkward.
Yeah.
Because this is their first actual relationship.
For both of them.
For both of them.
In general,
I mean, she hasn't
probably.
been with anyone since she was a kid, right? So this is right. And he isn't...
She said there was a postman.
That's
right. We don't
right.
know who that is, though.
I mean, she probably had some, like...
Flings,
but nothing, like, that actually meant anything. And also, Lokis seem to really like to be, like, totally in control. You know, so I get the impression... No, I'm reading way too far into this, but that's just... They're both the kind of people that would pick stuff that's easy to get and then easy to leave.
Yes.
Very interesting, but easy to get, easy to leave. And they're the person, like, doing the leaving. There's no emotional entanglement. Yeah. And now, they're both literally equals and actually feel something, and it's meaningful, and this is the first time they're actually doing a real romantic relationship, and they don't know what to do. And then she says this thing of, like, how do I know I can trust you? How do I know you won't betray me?
It's really fucking sweet.
Yeah.
They're like lean sort of towards each other like that. And it's almost like they both completely understand. They're both going to do this. They're both like each other. But they're both super defensive because it's the first time ever doing it. Well, like, how do I know you won't betray me in the end? And then what does he say at the end? I think he says, how do you know it won't betray me?
I think he says something like, I betrayed my brother, my father, Asgard, everyone. I know what I did, and I'm not that guy anymore.
So perfect. It's so human. They're like just people scared and in love. It's like so great.
Who aren't even really sure if they're in love because they've never been here before.
Yeah.
Right. So they are in love, but they don't know it.
Exactly.
And I'm glad that this is episode 5, because unless Loki had gone through everything that he's gone through, which is fast forwarding, seeing his entire future, his own full redemption and death, learning the reality of, like, his own actions trying to mess with Thor, the reason that his mother's dead, and all this stuff, and then having, like, the personal growth that he's had throughout this thing, his time loop, everything, Loki couldn't possibly be that self-aware.
Yeah.
But now, after this period of time, which also we don't know how long it's been, it could be centuries.
It could have been a long time, yeah.
That he's finally able to actually know that he's changed, and why, because he understands what he used to be, and he's seen that in the other Lokis fighting, and how they're fighting over petty nothing, and, like, what really matters. And Old Man Loki's also a really good key for this.
Yeah.
Of, like, he had everything he wanted, and then realized he was causing destruction, didn't like it. And we know our Loki doesn't. From episode 1, he said, I don't like hurting people. It's a smokescreen for the weak.
Yeah.
Right? So he's somewhat self-aware, sort of like the old Loki. And he said, look, I miss my brother, and I wanted to see Thor again, basically. So, like, what's the most important thing to Loki when it boils down to everything is family?
Yeah.
Family. And Finn? And so he knows that now. And without the last 5 episodes, he wouldn't be able to get there.
Yeah.
You know? And he does. And it's pretty cute.
It is pretty cute.
It's pretty cute.
In the next scene, the Lokis assemble for their plan. Because it's a Marvel reference.
God damn it.
Because we're in Marvel. Because Disney owns Marvel. And like Marvel Avengers.
But we're on Disney
assemble.
Plus.
And that then
Disney Plus is owned by Disney.
It's true. Disney Plus is owned by Disney,
right?
And Disney also owns Marvel, and Marvel made the Avengers movie, and then Avengers Assemble.
Oh, now I'm seeing the connections. You're like Charlie Day with the post-it notes.
I got it. Okay, they assemble and they get their plan.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna attack it in this way. The way we need to make it is create a branch of some sort where it doesn't attack us, and then I can enchant it. I can, like, touch it and enchant it. They don't need all of the Lokis for this. It's just sort of suicide if everyone goes in there. So they're like, no problem. I'm going to go by myself, says Lady Loki. But then, and she hands the tempad to our Loki. And Loki's like, no, I'm staying as well. Yeah. Where you go, I go. And then passes the tempad to Mobius. And Mobius decides he's going to... They have a touching last moment.
Yeah.
They look at each other, they're like, so what would you do? He opens up a portal. Goes, what will you do? I'm going to burn down the TVA from the inside out. And it's like...
That's pretty baller, let's be honest.
Pretty baller move right there. And I can't wait to see that in the next episode if that happens.
I hope
it's going to be so cool. But then they have a moment to say goodbye.
Yeah.
They hug each other. And he's like...
Well, so Loki, again, major moment. It's the first time he's called anyone ever a friend.
He's like... You are my friend. And he's like, and Mobius says to him, you're my favorite Loki, you know.
Is it him? Because he's looking at Sylvie.
I think he says it to him.
I think he does as well.
Because I was going to say, I mean, how much interactions he had with Sylvie.
Yeah.
It was like, you're my favorite Loki. And I'm like, oh, bromance.
Yay.
It's beautiful.
I wanted a bit more buddy cop action, but
yeah,
it was cool.
It was good.
So this is an interesting moment, right? Because all the Lokis are different from the rest of the bunch. But Lady Loki decides to stay, and Loki's going to stick with her. The other Lokis are also different because they're like, no, this is our home. We're not going anywhere. This is our home.
We've been here so long. This is our home now.
Yeah, and so we're going to stick around and fight for it.
Yeah.
For what we've carved out of it.
Yeah.
Which is very different from all the other Lokis.
Very different. Or
and
for
it's
themselves,
cool.
Get out of here if they can.
And I think, they say Old Man Loki says, like, we'll get you there, but then we're not going to help you fight Goliath, but we'll get you to where... That's what I think that thing's for. They will get you to where it's going to be next, but then we're out.
But then that's it.
That's right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because once they're there, they do duck. They just get out of there.
They kick, don't they?
They take Alligator and Kid Loki and Old Man Loki and they just get out of there. So then they try and create the branch. They're like, okay, so how are we going to do this? We need to distract it somehow to get it to go over there, and there'll be a branch, and I can enchant it. And Loki was given as well one of the swords.
Kid Loki gives him the sword.
Gives a sword that is really cool looking, really golden.
Yeah.
We don't know what's
it's very gold.
And Loki goes, all right, I'm going to distract it.
Yeah.
Runs off in one direction, gets its attention.
Luckily.
But lights it on fire.
Lights sword on fire. And Goliath is also a T-Rex.
Exactly.
Hey, over here, hey. Did anybody else get Jeff Goldblum vibes? Please, come on, tell me. Goliath's vision only works on vision, right?
This was the worst. This is the worst thing. We couldn't have done this.
Gotta go faster. Must go faster.
Go faster. Starts waving it around in the sky. Gets distracted. Goliath gets distracted for a moment. But then turns back to Sylvie when he sees the green glow of the magic trying to enchant one of the branches.
Goliath, they give it this like smoke head, like dog skull.
Yeah, I was going to say dog skull, very much like fire through the mouth, nose and eyes.
It's kind of nightmare fuel.
It's quite scary.
And it turns on Lady Loki. So I guess it sees her as a threat or the maybe more powerful, the most interesting thing.
Exactly. Sees that and Loki tries to just distract it again.
Yeah, but it's not
Doesn't
enough.
work out. Starts running back to try and save her, although I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But then, Old Man Loki comes out of nowhere, conjuring some of the best magic ever.
He conjures, at first it looks like a big castle or something, and then...
I thought it was like bits of New York, a couple of like houses, something like that.
It's freaking Asgard!
Man calls back Asgard. And he's like, whoa! And everyone's like, how is he doing that?
Yeah.
It's like, and Loki says, I think we're more powerful than we think we are.
That's the line. That's the line.
And that's really
That's
cool.
why I think... We saw it in, I want to say it's episode 3 at the end of Lamentis.
Yes.
The absolute most garbage filler. It's like 15% of the show is filler because that one thing of appalling. But like a skyscraper falls and just telekinetically he stops it and pushes it away. Do you remember that at the end?
Yeah. And it's a power that we've never known.
We've never seen before, yeah.
And this Old Man Loki can also conjure this thing, but also he can conjure portals as well, we saw before. Again, how do we do that?
Right.
And then later on we find out that Loki can also do the enchanting thing. Loki is just unlimited power. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
And so this is the thing, is like this explains why the kid could kill Thor. It explains why Loki can survive everything that we've seen him survive, like him beefed out by Thor and Hulk and getting ejected from the Bifrost.
Yeah.
You know, fighting Hela. Because actually he's kind of like super powerful.
One of the most powerful beings out there.
But he believes he's a loser.
That's it.
And he believes he can lose and will lose, and that's one of the reasons it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But when he needs to be, he's actually incredibly strong. And this one, I do wish this had happened maybe in episode 6. That episode 6 started like this, so that we got a bit more time with the Old Man Loki forging a bond with the Lover Lokis.
Right.
As to why he would go out of his way to do this.
I see what you mean.
Because this is a little bit like...
He has proven to be the nicest one of them all. Like, he just sort of like, after he's done everything, it's like, I just want to be by myself. And then, I miss my family.
And he is old, because we know that, like,
wiser.
Like, Asgard Asgardians mostly, and his ice giants and stuff don't really age, and he's really old, and a long time. He says he was on a planet away from everyone. A long time for Loki is a long time
for people, isn't it?
Right. So like, this guy is super old.
Yeah.
So maybe he's just like the one. Kind of like if there's a good timeline for a Loki, I want to help it.
Yeah.
Be.
I feel you.
I just wish we'd had a bit more time with him for coming to that realization. You know?
Well, you never know. Being killed by Alligator might not be the end. It might just put you into another void.
Right,
somewhere.
exactly.
Bring you back in again.
Right.
Don't worry about it. So yeah, he conjures Asgard.
It's freaking awesome.
And completely distracts Alligator. Alligator is trying to grab at the highest peaks of Asgard.
It's so sick.
Goes straight through them because it's just an illusion at the end. And Loki and Sylvie try to enchant one of the branches that's in front of them.
Yeah.
Sylvie says, "Hold my hand. You're gonna enchant it with me." And it's like, I can't do that. What are you talking about? It's like, yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can do anything. And they just put their hand out. He puts his hand out, and it's nothing. It's just going into the cloud. After a while of like willing it, closing your eyes into it, and then it just suddenly green power comes out of his hand.
So I think it's Alligator goes after Old Man Loki.
Yes.
Who's like. Also, it's a badass death. It's so freaking cool.
Yeah.
He like stares it down, it munches him, and then turns on them. And then in like the moment of need, they hold hands tighter.
Yeah.
It's kind of Guardians of the Galaxy-esque. And like he... Woof.
Yeah.
And he... What? Does it stick around or does it go away? I forget.
What's that?
Alive. No, he goes all green, doesn't he? Yeah.
So yeah, they both like start to enchant, and then they enchant all in a second. Everything just goes all quiet and all green. And then something opens up in the middle, and we just see a castle or something in the background, some sort of portal, and then they both walk into it.
Yeah,
and that's the end of the episode.
No post-credit scene,
no
which is a real cock tease.
I was like, come on, you did it for the last episode. Right. You didn't do it for this episode. Great,
right?
Great. This is why people are going to miss post-credit scenes whenever you do them.
Right. I think it's maybe a ploy to get people to watch the credits.
Yeah.
Although I don't. I just fast forward and check on that thing until I see something.
I watch every episode and I read every name. Tim's a great guy.
Tim is a great guy.
Tim, I love you, mate. You do all the sandwiches. That's all great right there.
Catering. We love catering.
We love catering.
One like final thing on this is that another little callback for Loki is when she says like, yes, you can do anything. Loki had that time loop of you'll never have anyone, you'll never be anything, and Mobius came in and said, just in case anyone told you any different, you can do any. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things, and it's, I don't know, I find their romance really sweet.
It was really sweet.
I never thought of myself as like Mr. Romance guy, but every time for like the last year, it's all come out that I'm only interested in like, what are the human interactions, what are the romances, what are the romances in the game.
Yeah,
like it's one of my big beefs about Ghost of Tsushima. Like
you want a dating sim, that's what you want now.
Where did that come from?
You've learned a lot over this past
I really
year.
have. Apparently afros and romance is my jam.
Yeah, and you love robots as well. So that's just
true. Afrobots is what I need.
Afrobots, bring them, guys, bring them. Anyway, guys, that's the end of episode 5 of Loki. The next episode being the last one. You guys are not going to want to miss that.
I hope it's a banger, man. If it ends on like a number 3, episode 3, that would just be rough, man.
It has to be good. Surely
it's got to be good, right?
Ending, right? Let's kick it over to our boys over in the Discord server who've written in, just like you guys can, to be part of the show and tell us how you think about things. Our first one is Official Alpha Aquila. That's what we're going to call you there, bro. Thank you very much for writing in. We love you.
It sounds like a Warhammer thing, but...
Might be. You never know. Hi guys, I've been watching since WandaVision and this is my first time writing in. So I apologize if this is too long. I mean, nothing's longer than Diogo's comments.
What a freaking genius. I just read his next sentence.
What's
this is a man of fine and distinguished taste.
First off, Sheps was wrong. Yeah, I agree.
That's not what it says.
I agree. First off, Sheps was right. I definitely got some Federal Bureau from Control vibes at the very start.
Yeah.
With the rotating camera of the office setting, the elevator with the triangle time icons. By the way, that time icon, definitely an hourglass type thing.
Yeah, it's like an hour. It's like an hourglass, but also that infinity sign.
Thing. But for some reason, I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's the Black Widow sign. Yeah. But I'm like, that would be such a weird thing if that was
like, why is Black Widow runs the timekeepers? You called it before the reveal. You called it before the reveal.
Here you go, guys. Here we go. Putting that out there. We're gonna watch Black Widow. I think it's out today or something like that.
Yeah.
They get Black Widow timekeepers all along. Anyway, the episode. The episode starts strong with some good music. The variants of Loki seem like forced comic relief, which was good sometimes, but overall cheesy and felt forced. Oh, it's unfortunate you felt that way.
So this is what I was saying before, is because our Loki doesn't get involved, and you can see he's like, you guys just don't get it. You're being me. Stop being me. Be you.
Being me.
Yeah. Stop being me. Be me now.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't get involved, I was like, cool.
That way it makes sense.
Right, yeah.
He goes, particularly when they listen to the Loki find new glorious purpose and laughed. I don't know. Maybe I was down. Yeah. Maybe it was down to the acting or trying to make sure the show is child friendly. I was expecting more people to land in Prune Land, but I was happy with the way they explained the empty land, with the devourer shark presumably having destroyed many objects and killing countless variants. I love how Renslayer isn't an evil lady and instead is just wants the best for the TVA, which technically makes her evil, especially what she's doing to make the TVA go.
That's at a point we missed something. Mobius, she says, you did all this evil stuff, and Mobius in the car, he said, I guess when you think it's for the greater good, you can do some really dark stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a very important sort of lesson, isn't it?
Important distinction, isn't it?
Right.
It's not, I just want to kill. It's like, I thought this was the right thing.
I thought I was doing the right thing. It's the road to hell is paved with good intentions. He thought he was doing the right thing. A few bad things now for, in the end, sort of getting everything perfect.
Yeah.
And that is kind of what, she's still on that path of like, well, the TVA means order. Order's better than chaos.
Yeah.
So let's go around and slaughter infinite amounts of people, right?
That's the next logical conclusion. He says, though she did go too far with the angry lady. I like that you're calling it angry.
You got
lady.
the right names.
You got the right
good,
names,
yeah.
But we just changed it to sassy lady. Keep up!
Come on!
Jesus. The ending was a little intense. Overall, not much happened, just with the Lamentis episode. This one seems to set up stuff in the finale to be more packed, so I'm excited to see how they end this. Perhaps leave something open for the second season to explore. So, do you reckon the second season has been...
God, I hope so. Let me
hope so. Yeah, have a little Google. We still have the reveal that the TVA structure is on its way, probably. Now that the timekeepers are destroyed and the agents are investigating the power structure, how far does this go? How much power do I have? Let me tell you a secret. I, Eddie, have actually loved Batman more than Superman. Let me just block this guy once. I'll read the rest of your comment, then I'll block you, to be fair. And also, I secretly love Superman more than Batman. Hold on a second. Hold on. He says, I, Eddie, actually love Batman more than Superman.
In case it's really Sheps reading this.
Oh, God, I love
luckily,
that.
I'm not reading it, so never mind.
Fuck it, let me just start from scratch. I, Sheps, I'm always right. He goes, I, Sheps, I'm always right. And I secretly love Superman. Oh, he's trying to get it so like we say
Yeah, he's
it.
trying to do us over.
Bastard!
So whichever one of us is reading it, it's a catch-22, isn't it? Prune this motherfricker.
Prune him. Send him to the void. Send him to the void. Sorry if that has been done before. It's actually the first time it's been done.
Yeah, actually is the first time.
Yeah, you're like right there.
See, this is the thing.
I know it's super cheesy. I just wanted to see what would happen. You fucking threw us in a loop.
The real thing is if you because we really will say anything for money. Patreon.com/conversations. You put your name down there. Actually, you read them, but we've said some pretty dumb stuff.
Pretty bad stuff there.
Yeah.
Stuff
I mean, there are limits. If you're like, Hydra did nothing wrong, we probably won't read that one.
No, we can't.
You know, right.
Can't just lie outright to people like that. Come on, man.
But, most stuff is fair game there.
Exactly.
So just like as a legit like little pitch, yeah.
That really got me in a loop
That's
for
funny,
a second
yeah.
there. I was like, wait, he's trying to get us both.
Yeah.
He's covering all angles.
Yeah. Whichever one's reading it, he's gonna frick us over.
He's playing 3D chess with us here.
This is the thing. We're playing chess. He was playing Monopoly this whole time.
Whole time right here. Thank you very much for writing in. You're a legend, and I can't wait to see you in the final episode, bro.
says, oh, actually, before we get to that comment, I did want to say, get fricked. It's interesting that you said this episode was like episode 3, Lamentis, because I did sort of feel that in a sense, because it's kind of an apocalypse, it's a really bad one. But Lamentis sets up nothing. It's a placeholder. It's really annoying, except their Nexus event, right? Which didn't need to be here. It didn't make sense because it's in an apocalypse. None of that makes any sense. This one, although it's kind of like that, they find each other again. They overcome Alligator, and find like the man behind the curtain, and we know where we're going next time. And next episode is built off this episode. So I see the parallels, but I feel like this was a way better. In every way, it was way better. I also take the thing of like seeing the Loki fight as cheesy. I didn't mind it. I was really worried because Lucifer I felt let down by that thing, and I was worried it was going to go that way. I felt it was way better. But it's interesting that you said that, and I wanted to get to, like, I'm curious how many other people think episode 5 and episode 3 are more similar than different. So I'd like to know that. A genuine question. Right. Says, I just love the ominous music and transitions at the beginning of the episode. Yes. The way it smoothly went from clueless TVA workers to the golden elevator to the floor with the chopped off timekeeper's head, and then all the rubble showing all the chaos that was pruned to our chaotic Loki with the other chaotic Lokis. Beautiful. Incredible film. I know a lot of it's CG, but like the camera work, the filming, the angles, perfect.
It has to be choreographed, right? So it's all good.
Overall, it was a great episode, though this episode felt a bit slower to me. Interesting. I think it was necessary, especially during the Loki Sylvie scene where they were sitting talking, which, by the way, Loki was so smooth sharing that blanket with Sylvie. Mate, the way he just conjures it around her, doesn't have to do the awkward thing.
He was almost like, he could have done and then it just appeared, but you know, smooth as guys.
It was slick. Where am I? I'm shipping the two more and more as the days pass. Yeah, me too.
Mate, I was shipping them from day one.
For sure.
I was like, these two, there's going to be penises and vaginas all the time. All the time. And then there's going to be a horn in there every now and again.
God. Jesus fuck. Christ. Do you see what I have to work with? I'm trying to read a comment out here, and man's talking about helmet horn fricking. Seeing them work together to enchant the dark cloud creature was amazing. Also, shout out to classic Loki for recreating Asgard, and may he R.I.P. Yeah, I totally agree. Did anyone else catch Mew Mew and Tiny Thor in the... Yes, I did catch that, yeah.
Wait, where?
So, when we cut back to the Loki group, the secret base, we are looking at Chaos, because, you know, they open a hatch, and then it pans down through the earth, and there's Mew Mew, and there's a Tiny Thor in his old school like comic book with the cape and the winged helmet in a jar, going hey and jumping against the side. Didn't you catch it? I thought everybody caught that.
I'm gonna go back and look at that.
You should, yeah.
Completely missed it.
It was cool, yeah. I'm assuming it's the T365 has some meaning. I don't know, man. Thor 365.
365 days
for a year. Maybe it's exactly one day from that episode airing that Thor: Love and Thunder come out. Actually, that might make sense. That totally would work.
I don't know.
That would totally work.
I don't know.
That's supposed to be releasing, right? They're done filming, aren't they? I don't know, man. I forgot.
I don't know.
I've been mostly wrong with a lot of my guesses, but you know what? I'm not even mad for the moment. Sorry, I don't know why I stumbled on that. Let me... He continues. I've been mostly wrong with a lot of my guesses, but I'm not even mad. Especially since I had a feeling Tom would be playing two Lokis. That's exactly what we got. Wasn't expecting the other one to lose his hand, though. I thought that was hilarious.
That's pretty fucking hilarious.
I thought that was funny.
And don't worry about being wrong, guys. We've got Sheps here. He's always wrong, so you guys should feel great.
I'm going to call it. I think we're about evens.
Yeah, do you know what? You've picked up a lot of ground in this episode, in this season. In the beginning, it's just like, Eddie.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster ride. And it was all downhill for me and all wins for you. Let's see. I'm curious to know whose castle that is at the end. And also, I still hate Ravonna. Oh yeah, Judge Lady. Use her real name, man.
Can't lose the...
with my entire being. Can't believe there's only one episode left. Hopefully it's a long one with post-credit scenes. The show's been fantastic so far. Loki's found a real friend in Mobius, which makes me happy, and he deserves it.
You got a friend in me. The last episode better not be half an hour.
I will
with 25,000 minutes of credits. It better be a whole 45 minutes.
A solid 45.
And then you can add on how many minutes of credits you want afterwards.
Yeah, it's 45 minutes of movie, 45 minutes of credits. Everyone's ever worked at Disney ever.
Yeah.
I don't care, but give me a real finale. See, that's one of the reasons that I thought it was strange that people said this one was kind of like The Mentis, because Loki has huge self-realization moments, about 3 of them.
Yeah.
Little cute romance with Sylvie, and then he has a friend. We've never seen him with a friend, and it's big when Loki. You know when Loki and Thor do the let's do Get Help. I hate Get Help, and then at the end, Thor's like, you always betray me, and he knew. That's kind of that moment of I know you and I love you, but you're not ready for it. Yeah. And now Loki's ready to have a friend.
Yeah.
Ready to fall in love. I don't know. I've been liking it a lot.
I've been liking it too. Car 56 writes in.
He hates it when we.
Nah, he loves it. He loves it. He has no choice. Fuck him. Very dramatic acting incoming. Sheps has to act everything out. Okay, you ready for this?
All right.
Happy reading. Maybe you have to read it as well. So it was a second. But okay, so it was a happy reading. The opening was amazing. Second best so far. With the first being "I Need a Hero," which was really good.
There was. Oh, he's doing stage direction.
I think you might need to read this.
God damn it.
You might need to read it because
this is a monster one as well. Okay.
Do the
Very
best
dramatic.
acting you got.
Sheps has to read everything out. Happy reading. The opening was amazing. Second best so far, with the first being "I Need a Hero," and then very angry now.
You have to say this very angry now.
Yeah, they better not give Judge Lady a redemption. They better not give Judge Lady a redemption arc.
There you go.
I don't care if they're not dead.
Now more casual.
Kid Loki. Yeah, can you do the stage direction?
I'll do the stage direction. You go.
Kid Loki, Alligator Loki, and Classic Loki seem pretty cool. I'm undecided on Boastful Loki. Oh, that's Thor Loki.
Okay.
Don't know if many people noticed, but underneath Thor's hammer, Jonathan, there was a frog Thor, and yes, Jonathan is the hammer name since
Frog
Sheps.
Thor.
I think he's talking about the little Thor that was in the jar.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Still don't trust Judge Lady. I bet she's gonna betray Sylvie.
Sarcastically.
Oh God, she betrayed Sylvie. Oh my God, she pruned herself.
Slowly getting angry.
If Classic Loki doesn't tell us his story, I will break someone.
Calm down.
Okay, he's telling.
And then shocked again.
So this is how we get President Loki.
Curious.
Who's in the car?
Shocked.
Oh my God, it's Mobius.
Casual.
It's a double cross in a double cross within another double cross.
Hyped.
Alligator Loki for the win. You eat President Loki's hand. I knew I didn't like Boastful Loki for a reason.
There you go. Confused.
God, this is difficult. Acting is not easy,
Acting's not easy, guys.
How the hell is she going to enchant the giant black cloud? That is a legit confusion that I had at the time. I was confused about that at the time.
Do you even know if it's enchantable? Do you know if it's got memories?
You've only enchanted a few people up to this point. Now this is a time-ending monster.
And also, the way she said it before, I need to tap into one of their memories from a good memory that they can go to. What does an angry cloud have a memory of?
A big lunch.
That time when I had a bit. I think I ate a World War II tank.
Right.
Oh, it was lovely, wasn't it? Tasty, lovely. Living that moment over and over again.
I loved Loki and Sylvie emotional. I loved the Loki and Sylvie emotional scene with them just sitting in the grass talking. In the background of the team standing on the hill, you can see a Kree ship, which is called... Yeah, it's Ronin's ship.
There you go.
I love the 3 new Lokis, and I'm kind of sad to see them staying behind.
Almost crying now.
I love Loki and Mobius having this little chat.
Actually crying now.
Oh, have you got any onions?
The hug! The hug! Oh my God!
I think that's how crying people cry.
Oh my God!
Also, you can see a shield. I actually know the date that I last cried.
That's so psychotic. That's what.
Yeah, I said that, and it was like, "You're a psychopath." August 1st, 2018.
There you go.
Also, you can see a shield helicarrier in the background of one of the shots, which is cool. Please don't tell me this is a self-sacrifice by classic Loki. It was a self-sacrifice by classic Loki. It was. I love this show. I need more. Please, Marvel, give us a season 2. I googled it, by the way. It's not confirmed. People are just talking about it.
Okay.
So far. I mean, maybe there's an article, but... Bit annoyed because there's no post-credit scene, but I feel like the ending was strong enough to not have one. Overall, this is my favorite episode so far. Hope you had a good time acting, Sheps. I did. Hope you all enjoyed it. Obviously, I'm going to be casting. I want to go in case they can't, either Lady Loki is my pitch or a Judge Renslayer.
You could
if
be
neither
either
of the actresses can make it, I will do it.
Step in kindly to take their place. You could do it.
I think
I could see Sheps as either Judge Renslayer or Lady Loki.
And we can keep the costume. Who knows? I might be breastfeeding by that time.
You might need it.
Right.
You might need it. So quickly whip out a tit.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll do the OnlyFans exclusive photo set for that as well.
Exactly.
So, it's fine.
Leaked photos. There'll be a TMZ written all over it and stuff
Mate,
like that.
if the season doesn't do well enough, I'll leak my own nudes,
You need to do something.
Right.
You need to do something.
I'll be a Kardashian overnight.
Commissioner Gord Ainsley, a.k.a. Juice, writes in and he says, I've been saying from the start, but this series is still very mid in my opinion. Wow. And this episode is no different. I felt that Hiddleston's performance was a bit off from the episode when compared to how he usually is. I'm excited to see where it goes next, but overall, I say the episode 5 is maybe a 6 out of 10. Just like most of the other episodes. You, sir, are a crazy man, and you're going to be banned along with, what's Thing's name at the beginning? Official Alpha Habibi, whatever his name was.
I feel like it's official Aquila, something like that. Alpha Aquila.
I feel like I said that, but that's exactly
I wonder
what
if he's Alfarius. Maybe that's what he's going for. Anyway, Juice, you're wrong.
Yeah, categorically wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong. Also, Hiddleston's performance was incredible. Again, maybe it's because I'm a simp, but him and Sylvie's little moment. Also, there's incredible Loki moments, and they're in that back-to-back section. There's Mobius speaking to the Lokis, which I thought was brilliant.
I just love the way it starts. It's like, I don't remember ever arresting an alligator Loki. Yeah. Is he even a Loki? Well, he's green.
Yeah, well, he's green. and then they're like, well, maybe he's just trying to make you think that, and it's a long con. But then that would be a point in the Loki column. It's always the long con with you guys.
It's a Loki trait.
Right. It's brilliant. and old man Loki is taking it so seriously.
He's just like...
But he's green. He's green. Which is freaking brilliant.
Here we go.
I loved it. I genuinely loved it. I felt like old man Loki made it. I don't know why. But yeah. Anyway, Diogo, do you want to grab... Oh my God, you got 2. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, the guy's a bastard. You know what? We're not reading anything of yours. No, go on, read it.
You do this one and I'll do the wild theory.
All right. Diogo says, loved it. The show has really picked up since episode 3. I mean,
right. The low bar.
We picked up off the ground.
Yeah, just don't be on Lamentus anymore exactly. And you're winning, yeah.
And I'm 100% loving it. And I saw Full Fat's video. Who's Full Fat?
I'm guessing a content creator.
Probably. Full Fat's video. You watch other people other than us? Bastard. Full Fat's video on how Loki's show takes the good elements from Doctor Who and and I can't unsee it now.
I can actually, I feel that. I'm not a Doctor Who simp, but I know a bit about it. I do totally see that.
Just wait till we ruin the Lord of the Rings for you. I thought Loki acted very odd this whole season, but seeing him as a doctor-like character is something I'm all in for. Those different versions of Loki were sick to see, and the old Loki going out was indeed very epic. They didn't mention why any of them look different other than old Loki, which is weird to me. So they're apparently just Lokis from the same timeline, but pruned them when they changed their appearance or when they did events. I took it as there's infinite versions of infinite people in infinite
we know there
universes.
are multiverses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So odds are they're going to look different.
Yeah, the sacred timeline is the correct progression of things on every timeline in every universe.
Yeah. Could have easily been looked a different way. That's the way I saw it anyway. But I get what he's trying to say, like, because at least at some point there would have been the same Loki.
Yeah.
But just he did something slightly different.
Right.
But I guess that would have got confusing, and that's why they didn't do it for the show.
Also, you can't have infinite Lokis in this place.
Could you imagine the same Loki, just millions of them? But you just did.
One was a step behind, one was a step too far. Yeah.
Right? I just did that. Yeah, that's the only difference. As much as I hate to admit it, I'm starting to accept the Loki and Sylvie ship. It's weird, but the scenes are really well done, and I can feel their connection. Can't wait for the finale. Hope it's the best one of Marvel Disney Plus shows so far, because I've enjoyed it so much. WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier's one, they have their problems.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm interested to see what people's rankings are going to be in the next episode, because...
Are we ranking the finales or the shows?
I'll say the whole shows, like how they all, how everyone felt at the end of.
Well, that's unfortunate because no Dambo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although Falcon and Winter Soldier has got the Dora Milaje.
It's
and
true.
they have jurisdiction wherever they find themselves to be.
Wherever they find themselves to be, and we do have the things Bucky and what's the Sarah's relationship, which is arguably one of the best relationships in the whole MCU.
Do you know what's stupid? I really dig that.
It was so funny, especially just watching Anthony Mackie. And you're like,
Anthony Mackie's like playing the perfect big brother, and he's so awkward, and she's just down because he's got a vibranium arm. Like, look at him.
You can do things other men can't.
Right. Does that vibranium arm have a vibrate setting?
No, you see, they tried to install one, but it's vibranium, so it gets rid of all the vibrations.
Damn it.
The one flaw in the arm. Frick. God damn it, you Wakandans. Why did you do this to me?
God. No. They thought ahead. That's why the arm comes off. Different attachments. We got you, Bucky.
He takes it off and it's just a dick stump.
God. Diego continues with his wild theory time, which I will read. Now, this one is a long shot. Actually, he says it's a long shot.
Sure, yeah,
but I might as well throw it in just in case. The villain is actually Morgan Le Fay. Who? She's a sorcerer from... I actually do know who that is. She's a sorcerer from medieval times. She has the power to time travel. The place at the end looked like a medieval castle.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
And this show has some ties to Doctor Strange too. So who better than another sorcerer? Yeah, Morgan Le Fay's a shout, actually. Not going to lie, this is super weak, but I thought it would be fun to do anyway. If it's not her, then it's Mephisto or Doctor Doom.
Mephisto!
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Actually, is Gargoyles
Jesus
Disney?
Christ.
Oh, mate, Morgan Le Fay is stacked.
I would get all up in that Morgan Le Fay. That's just the... Is that actually an actress that's played Morgan Le Fay?
Sick!
What?
Okay, so this was just a little aside.
Go on.
I can't remember, it's off the top of my head, but there was this old show that I used to watch as a kid, like I'm talking like with He-Man and shit, called Gargoyles.
Yeah.
And they would be stone by day and alive by night, and then they got betrayed or something and stuck in stone for all time. Then they wake up in modern day New York, right?
Right.
I did think it was owned by Disney or it was a Marvel thing, and I couldn't remember. All of it's on Disney Plus. I'm going to be binging that just for nostalgia, but I'm pretty sure she was involved with the Gargoyles.
Interesting.
I can't remember off the top of my head because I know that name, and it just put me in a... I'm going to do some Googling.
Apparently, Morgan Le Fay is a powerful enchantress tapped in the dark dimension, which has ties to Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
If any of you guys want to find this information and this picture that we was looking at and reacting to, it's on the Marvel Cinematic Universe wiki.
Mate, whoever that is needs to be cast. I don't care about her acting ability either.
I'm just saying.
Give her an afro and I'm in.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. It says portrayed by Elizabeth Hurley.
When was she portrayed anywhere?
Elizabeth Hurley played... What? This is some strange shit. Let me just go
What is this in? Yeah, because look, that is Elizabeth Hurley as her.
My goodness, Elizabeth Hurley was something back in the day.
Do you remember what was that show? What was that movie with Brendan Fraser? Was it with Brendan Fraser? Yeah.
I mean, you were thinking of the exact same one. That is a very good movie. We're very far off of Loki right now, but
mate, we're deep in Simp Town here.
Whew, man! If we can go back in time and we can get Elizabeth Hurley,
mate, at her peak to play. Yeah, mate.
I'm down, guys. I'm down. Yeah, so that's something. Thank you very much for bringing that to our attention, Diogo. You've set me up for tonight.
God.
The final comment from our boy T, Sheddy Stan. He writes in and he goes, "That's a lot of Lokis.
That is a lot of Lokis.
A lot of Lokis. I think he said I loved the little Easter eggs here and there. There were so many of them, like Thorg, which is a Thor frog. I didn't notice the Thor frog. The Thanos helicopter, which was
that's
the
probably what I noticed, yeah.
The shield helicarrier, the big ass flying aliens from Avengers. I feel the main villain is just Loki. Is just a Loki variant, since I was right about the President Loki being different variant, and the big ass time cloud being a wolf, which is kind of like a thing. Which kind of his thing, because he's he gives birth to a wolf. That's what Loki does apparently.
Well, and a snake. Loki's giving birth to a lot of shit.
A lot of shit right there. They even say in this, it's like, you pack of wolves. Actually, we prefer to snakes. That's what
yeah. Because Jormungandr is the world snake, the world serpent.
World serpent,
yeah. So snakes. That's cool. I didn't clock that at the time.
There you go.
Cool.
Eliath has connections to Kang apparently as well.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
And we see the Avengers Tower with the Quen written in a huge with a huge Kang in it. Hold on a second.
What?
Okay, so the Avengers Tower has
no, I'll open up the image on Discord
Jesus
myself.
Christ, this is really hard to see even on my screen. It does say Quen on it.
It does say... Well, it says Queng.
Queng, yeah. It says a little bit weird. Which is a huge Kang hint, apparently. Also, I saw something that looked like a Yellow Jacket helmet. Yes, this is what I saw.
Yeah, Yellow Jacket. That's
Yellow Jacket helmet. But it looks kind of different, so maybe it's the version from the Wasp. Anyway, I've attached the picture, so great episode and all that.
It's because when that thing eats stuff, it seems like it's more interested in eating living matter. It says it eats matter and energy, but when it attacks the ship, it munches all the people and the ship is left like super rusted.
Yeah. It's like it takes all the goodness out of all the energy out.
Yeah.
Like that. Anyway, that's something that was, I noticed that as well.
I did clock that, but I was like, I couldn't place the helmet in the moment.
There you go. Yeah. All right, guys, that's all the comments. Thank you for writing in. You're all awesome. Thank you for writing in and being part of this show and part of this journey. We'll see you guys for the next episode, the final episode. With all of your rankings of all of the shows, and you can tell us which one's your favorite. And bro, I'll catch you in the next one, man. Let's do some fist bump, and then we'll enchant each other.
We're not doing the holding hands thing though, so
let's
be careful, because if we do it and we're like a step behind or in front, or we hold hands this time and we weren't supposed to,
we could get pruned. I tell you what, let's try it just for the guys.
We're gonna hold hands.
Let's enchant the viewers, but we have to hold hands.
We're definitely not. Also, what happens if, because we're gonna do that all after when the cameras
are off? We're gonna do it after the cameras are off. So let's not use it all up now. Right?
If you want to see that, it's onlyfans.com/conversation.
Can you choose the URL for them?
I have no idea. I wish we could choose the URL for YouTube.
I wish. Guys, we'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.